Hi guys, I'm Lisa McFadin, and for my final interview project, I'm interviewing my dad, Michael McFadin.
Hi there.
Can you start by giving us a little bit of some background information regarding your career and what you do and how long you've been doing it?
I was previously a DJ and I own a record store, and I founded Ubiquity Records, a record label and music publishing company, in 1990.
And how old are you and what is it today?
I'm 57 years old as of April 2nd.
When did you first know you wanted to be in the music industry, and why specifically a record label?
Well, I liked music ever since I was a little kid, and especially through high school. But I first got the idea to start a record label when I read an article about Delicious Vinyl and how they started, and they had read an article about Def Jam, which inspired them. So the article about Def Jam inspired Delicious Vinyl, and the article about Delicious Vinyl inspired me.
And what would you say the process was like of starting Ubiquity Records?
Back in those days, we simply found an artist whose music we wanted to put out, recorded it, and we pressed vinyl records. And we are on such a small budget that we didn't even have sleeves for them. We would go by the sleeves for every time we got an order to save a few bucks. We started it with $1,000.
When starting your label, what were your strengths and what were your doubts?
My strength was tenacity, because we didn't quit, and our weakness and doubts was that I had no previous experience in the music business.
Did you know anyone, or did you have any connections?
I had connections through record stores, but not so much in the music industry.
How has the music industry changed since you first were immersed in it in 1990, and how has that affected Ubiquity Records throughout the years?
It's changed a lot. It's unimaginable, really, especially when things went digital. Somebody had told me 5-6 years before it did that you could listen to your whole record collection or any record you wanted to on your phone. I never would have believed it. It was really a hard transition for the whole music industry, and a lot of labels went bankrupt. We almost did too, a couple of times. But now it's recovering, and it's a good business again.
How would you say that Ubiquity was able to push through that hard time? Like, why didn't it go bankrupt? What stopped it?
A miracle. We were really lean, and we didn't have too big a staff or too big of expenses. A lot of record companies, even bigger than us, they couldn't get through that.
Can you share a moment in which you felt most feared for the future of your business and a moment you felt most successful, and why?
The most feared moment was the one I just mentioned about going through that process. What was the other bit?
When you felt most successful, and why?
I think we felt most successful when we went from not selling any records to suddenly selling a lot, quite a lot for us. You know, the company went from making zero to about $80,000 a month.
And when was that?
In 1991.
Why did that happen? What was the jump?
The records just caught wind, and then after that, every record we put out did really well for a long time.
You guys had your big break?
Yeah. And we had a couple of songs get used in big movies and things.
What future plans do you have for Ubiquity Records? Can you explain your project about opening up a bunch of little labels?
Yeah, we're getting ready to start some sub-labels that will be headed up by artists, and they will oversee the A&R and bring in bands, so that I'm no longer doing all that. And what else do we have? We have a sync film division where we play songs for other labels into films and television commercials.
And what would you say is like the strongest part of your record label that brings in the most revenue, and why do you think that is?
It's TV and film and sync licensing. It's just a higher margin business. But streaming is growing and healthy.
Lastly, what advice would you give to those who want to lead a career in the music industry, and also what advice would you give to those who just want to start a business in any realm?
It's the same answer. I would intern, and I'd intern at the best companies. They'd let you intern and go learn and work hard and learn the ropes from people who are already doing it and successful.
But how do you find those internships? What makes you stand out when you're getting applications and stuff for interns? How do you make yourself stand out from others?
I always try to look at previous history. I think if people who have a history of succeeding in accomplishments will continue to do that in their career. So usually we have a lot of interns applying. I look for the ones that hit high marks before.
Thank you.
Thank you.